Bit late on this one. Reviews of my Halloween books. I have a feeling they must need to go back to the library, so I'm going to take them back to the library. Renew ones that I haven't read yet because I've been rubbish over October. I think YouTube's got in the way of my reading time, and I need to change that because I enjoy reading, and it's good for me. It's good to read. Okay, so we'll start with Day of the Triffids. Day of the Triffids. I had no idea how this would be. Lee didn't think I'd like it. I was very young when the TV show was out, the original TV show, so I just remember bits of it. But oh my goodness, I loved it. I absolutely loved this book. I was really upset when it finished. I don't know. I thought because it was going to be, because it's an older story, it was going to be a little bit hard going. I don't know why I think older stories are going to be hard going. But it wasn't. It was just, I had an image of the Triffids in my head because of the TV show. You know, it was talking about places like London. It touched on kind of the area I live in. So it talked about Oxfordshire at one point. I could picture the kind of, I mean, obviously they've changed a lot because this is back in the 70s, I think, or 60s. But, you know, I could picture the areas they were talking about, and I could picture the old English villages that they drove through. You know, the way he described the Triffids kind of waiting and jumping out of the bushes and getting people, and, you know, how people didn't think that they communicated, but they did, and the way they were testing the fences, and oh my goodness, I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. It really did well at showing that the Triffids were kind of sentient, and, you know, if you think about it, these had been experimented on. They had been produced in mass, you know, Triffid farms, to kind of milk them of their venomy stuff and to make this oil. And you kind of think, I'm not surprised they went the way they did, because, you know, they were some sort of sentient being, and then we were, you know, as humans in the story, we were hurting them, really. You know, we're keeping them captive and doing stuff to them. And I'm not saying that necessarily it was an invasion in that that's what they were doing. I mean, you know, they just needed to eat and we were their food. So it was probably more instinct. But the fact they can communicate and stuff, it's like, you know, there's more to them. And we treated them pretty badly to start with. So yeah, definitely recommend The Day of the Triffids. Okay. The next book I read was The Witch and the Werewolf. And I did say that I thought this was probably going to be a bit of soft porn, just looking at the front cover. I started reading it and just thought, well, this is a bit trash. But actually I got into it. The werewolf has an illness that means that he's basically going to die in a couple of months. She is the witch who wants to do an immortality spell on herself so that she can get revenge on her mother's killer. To do this spell, she needs the heart of a vampire. And so she goes after the vampire that actually killed her mum, and goes, you know, she wants to consume his heart so that she has the immortality. But then when she meets this werewolf and they fall in love, she's like, why is she seeking immortality when, you know, when this guy has got months to live, if that. He's got a baby, and so the mother of this baby left him with the werewolf when he was maybe 4 weeks old or something. So yeah, he's raising his son alone in a cabin in the woods, and it's kind of a story about what she's going through and obviously what he's going through, and it's told from both sides. And then it's whether or not she can make the ultimate sacrifice to save his life. You know, she can't bring somebody back from the dead, but can she do something to help him? You know, they go through old spell books, and, you know, is he going to allow her to make the sacrifice to save him? There were moments in this book where the sexy scenes took up like 5 pages, and you know, describing something in someone's day took up half a page. So you know, oh, we have an ambulance or a police car or something going past. Ambulance. After I finished this book, I then happened to notice, I don't know if you can see, Mills and Boon. Mills and Boon. So there we go. That explains it all, doesn't it, really? Mills and Boon. It was alright. What we got now? Oh, tractor. Okay. Now I'm reading these. The Sookie Stackhouse. Guys, got really busy out there. Lorries and tractors. The Sookie Stackhouse short stories. I've never read any Sookie Stackhouse books. Apparently they're very popular. By Shalane Harris. These are short stories, so there's no depth to them. You know, they're in and out in a handful of pages. And I'm hoping that if I was to read a Sookie Stackhouse book, there would be more depth to it. And I'm sure it's just because it's short stories. I don't tend to read short stories, so this might... I mean, how much can you tell in a short story? I am enjoying them, though. I am enjoying them. But yeah, this is as far as... I mean, I haven't got very far through it. These are supposed to be my Halloween reads. And I will be honest, YouTube kind of got in the way. I need to spend more time with my reading and less time watching YouTube. But yeah, I mean, you know, give them a go. If you've never heard of Sookie Stackhouse, give it a go. They're fun little stories. I'm enjoying them. So I'm going to go and renew this book, take those ones back. I've got another couple of books that I did get, but I don't know if I think I might just take them back. I just got enough that I would have enough books to read over the Halloween period. And I struggled to find ones that I wanted to read. So I'm not really worried, actually, if I don't read those last two. I might just take them back and just renew this one. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, those were my Halloween reads. Only 3 books, which wasn't, you know, great, really, for my Halloween reads. For a month, that's really not very many at all. But we loved, you know, I loved it. I mean, we've been on holiday. I've been away with Lee. You know, there's been various things happening over this month that has got in the way of reading, not just YouTube. But yeah, I mean, I'd recommend any of those books, but definitely Dare the Triffids. Definitely. If you've not read that book, go and get it. Get a copy and read it. It's awesome.